Today I'm going to show you this cute little Christmas craft that I made with my son. We melted crayons into Christmas shapes and then we gave them to his friends for the end of year Christmas gifts. Hi, I'm Lauren from A Visual Merriment. Now I wanted to just mention before I get stuck into it that you don't need to limit yourself to just Christmas themed crayons. This works beautifully with any kind of theme. They would be amazing for little Valentine's Day gifts for friends in little heart shapes perhaps. You could also pop these in some party favors. There's such a wide range of molds out there that I'm sure you could find just about anything you needed to match with your party theme as well. Okay, that's enough of me jibber-jabbering on. Why don't I tell you about the very few supplies that this craft requires. You'll need a Christmas themed silicone mold. If you choose to, you can add glitter to this project. You do not need as much as I've got in this container. That's just what I had on hand. It is a fine glitter though. You'll need some double-sided adhesive foam pads. You'll need a knife. I prefer a serrated knife. You'll need a pair of scissors. And of course, crayons. Now, I used approximately 130 crayons for about 30 Christmas shaped crayon molds. I would recommend getting the larger packets of crayons because they have a greater variance of colors in them as well. And that's about it. Let's get stuck into it. So first up, we need to cut the wrappers off the crayons. You can use a craft or an X-Acto knife for this. I preferred the serrated knife myself. It is pretty quick and easy to cut these off. However, do be prepared for a sore arm and probably a sore wrist from holding the crayons firm whilst you cut them. Now, I cut almost 130 wrappers off crayons, which was fine, but if you have a large amount to do, I would suggest perhaps placing the crayons in warm water for 5 minutes just to loosen up the wrappers. I haven't actually tried this method myself, but give it a go and let me know if it works out. One thing that you may have noticed that I actually forgot to mention is that it is easier to group your crayons into colors. This will make it easier down the line when we're deciding what colors to put into our Christmas molds to create the crayon shapes. Now that we've unwrapped all of the crayons and they're looking beautiful in their colors, we have to cut them. I cut my crayons into fourths, but to be honest, my molds were actually quite large, so I probably could have got away with cutting them into thirds. If you have a smaller mold with quite intricate details, you're going to have to make sure that you cut the crayons small enough so that you can squish them into all the little tiny spaces. One thing that I did forget to film was actually spraying the mold with just a small amount of cooking spray. You don't want to spray too much, it's just a light spray. As you can see from the picture here, there's this slight discoloration on the back of my crayon. Now, I'm not really a baker, so please comment below and let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain that this has happened just because there was a little bit too much cooking spray inside the mold. It didn't really make any difference to me, but it might to you, so just be aware of that. Now that we've lightly coated the mold with some cooking spray, you can place a little bit of glitter in there if you like. That's entirely up to you. You don't need to. And now we get to begin sprinkling all the pretty colors of crayon pieces inside the mold shapes. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's all just what looks good to you. Now, some colors you may not want to include. I'm not really a fan of having brown because I want it to be about lots of fun color. But luckily I had a gingerbread man, so he was really good for pieces of brown and orange. I also filled some of the middle parts of the crayon with the colors that I didn't particularly want but still needed to fill. So that helped with allocating the colors as well. But as I said, it is your creation or your child's creation, so just go with whatever you want. It really is up to you. Just quickly, if you are liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. Not only will it help me, but more importantly, it will actually help YouTube in showing it to other people who are looking for the exact type of tutorial as well. Once you've got all of your crayons inside the molds, it's now time to pop them into the oven. So your oven should be set at about 140 degrees Celsius, which is roughly 275 degrees Fahrenheit. You cook them for about 7 to 12 minutes. I would start checking them. My crayons took a little bit longer. It was more like 15 minutes because they were a little bit larger, and it just took a little bit more time for the shapes to thoroughly melt through. Once the crayons have cooled down and fully set, you can now gently push them out through the mold. Now, my crayons probably took about 20 to 30 minutes to set. It was quite a warm day and I was kind of wandering around doing other things, so I wasn't paying too much attention, but it will also depend on the size of your crayons as well as to how long they're going to take. And these are our beautiful Christmas crayons. I think they turned out wonderfully. The colors look beautiful, the glitter looks amazing, and the shapes just turned out perfectly. They're very Christmassy and it's easy to tell as well. Now you can leave your crayons as they are, gift them in little bags. You could use them as Christmas tree decorations. I'm going to show you what I did, and I popped them in with a cute little card that says, "Thank you for making my year so colourful." I did design these cards for this project, and if you want to use these ones specifically, I'll drop a link below as I sell them in my shop. You can customise them with whatever wording you want. You can even change the spelling to US spelling if you want. I don't know if you've noticed, but the word colourful is misspelt for some countries. Of course, you can always make your own as well. Now that I've cut out my little cards, I'm going to attach the crayons to the cards. For this, I have used the double-sided adhesive foam squares, but you can use circles or cut tape, whatever you've got on hand. The foam adds dimension and builds it up so that you can attach the crayon to the card. You may need to add 2 layers if it's not quite sitting properly on the card. Just bear in mind the weight of the crayon. You want to make sure you've got enough of the foam there to keep it stuck and staying on that card. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I certainly had a whole heap of fun. I can't wait to do this with lots of other shapes. If you like this video, don't forget to like and comment below. And of course, if you want to see more from me, then just go and subscribe to my channel. I will see you on the next one.